Sex in the marriage relation, the wife. Girls marry, in the final analysis, because love for the male is an innate, natural principle of the female nature. At its best, this love is pure and chaste. The good woman realizes that its first purpose is not mere carnal pleasure. It is a special avowal of the wife's relation to her husband, and its natural as well as moral end is the establishment of the family on the basis of a healthy progeny. Before marriage, the wife-to-be, like her prospective husband, will be well advised to ask for a medical health certificate. No man, no matter how good his reputation may be, should marry, on his own account as well as that of the girl, without thorough examination by a physician. The consequences of venereal infection administered to unborn children by their parents are too horrible to allow of any risk being taken. Another bit of advice, which cannot be too highly commended, is that the prospective husband and wife, before they marry, have a plain talk with each other regarding individual sexual peculiarities and needs. A heart-to-heart talk of this kind would be apt to prevent great disappointments and incompatibilities which otherwise may become permanent. The wife and her position. The natural instinct of a man is to seek his mate. On her he depends for an orderly and lawful indulgence of his sex demands. The greatest longevity and best health are to be found among happily married fathers and mothers. No young woman should marry without a full knowledge of her sex duties to her husband, and she should never consummate the marriage vow grudgingly. Childbirth hygiene. Childbirth is the natural consequence of marriage. Its processes have already been explained in Chapter 2 of this book. There are, however, some hygienic facts in connection with it which should be noted. Once pregnancy is established, as soon as the fact is suspected, the mother-to-be should look on the embryo as already a member of the family. Every act of each parent should now be performed, at least to some degree, with reference to the forthcoming infant. The mother's thoughts should be directed to it as much as possible. Mentally, she should read literature of a lofty and ennobling character. The theory is that this serves a good purpose in producing a more perfect, healthy, and intelligent child. Physically, she should take plenty of active exercise during gestation. Active exercise does not, of course, mean violent exercise, and she should use a health lift. During this time, she should subsist as far as possible on a farinaceous diet, fruits and vegetables. The food should be plainly cooked without spices. If all else as it should be, the birth of the child at the end of the customary 9 months will be attended by comparatively little pain and danger. How often should childbirth take place? It is most important that the childbearing wife and mother have a long period of rest between births. At least 1 year should separate a birth and the conception following it. This means that about 2 years should elapse between 2 births. If this rule be followed, the wife will retain her health and her children will also be healthy. It is far better to give birth to 7 children who will live and be healthy than to bear 14, of whom 7 are likely to die, while the numerous successive births wear out and age the unfortunate mother. Matrimonial adjustment. The above paragraph deals with one detail of what might be called matrimonial adjustment. This adjustment or compromise is a feature of all successful marriages. The individual cravings of a husband and wife must be reconciled by mutual goodwill and forbearance if they are to be happy. Attention should be paid in particular to not allowing habit, the worst foe of married happiness, to become too well established in the home, and to cultivate that love and affection which survives the decline of the sexual faculties. The ideal marriage. The ideal marriage is the one in which affection combines to bring happiness to both partners in a sane union of sex and soul. As one commentator has rather unhappily expressed it, when married, the battle for one united and harmonious life really begins. It is, indeed, but too often a battle. Forbearance, consideration, and respect must be the foundation on which the ideal marriage state is built. The husband should realize that his wife's love for him